Haribol Shamrana Mataji, Archana Mataji.
Haribol, how are you, everyone? Hare
All
Krishna.
good.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Archana Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Archana Mataji.
Everyone.
Okay, that was a fascinating story.
Oh, you were hearing.
I'm not going to go to Switzerland again, and I won't be going back to Switzerland, by the way.
Oh,
Why?
They charged me 40 euros just to drive there. That was just to drive the car there.
no, you don't want to be driving cars here in Switzerland.
I'd rather drive a cow in Switzerland. Give me a cow any day.
Have a bullock cart. Environmental friendly.
Very nice. No, nice country. In spite of whatever they charge. Everything is fair in this world. Everything is fair. Nothing is unfair because we've already paid for the ticket. We've already paid our ticket. Whether we pay extra or less, it's all pre-arranged.
Yeah.
It's a pre-arranged ticket situation. What to do? Okay, let's start with the mantra. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Let's start with Archana. Hang on, there we are.
Hare Krishna, everyone.
India mode. India mode.
Krishna, 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 Hey.
Go on, Shamarani.
Krishna, 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 Hey.
Jai Prakash.
Krishna, 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 Rakshamam.
Alex.
Krishna, 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 Krishna.
Pahimam.
Pahimam.
Pahima means help me, help. Bachao, bachao.
That's what Alex was saying.
Exactly. Shamarani, go on.
Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshamam.
Archana.
Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahimam.
Very nice. Okay, very nice. So let's start with our Jai. You can start off with the chapter.
When Lord Krishna ordered King Muchukunda to ask a benediction from him, the king was joyful, and he immediately remembered the prediction of Garga Muni, who had foretold long before that in 28th millennium of Vaivaswata Manu, Lord Krishna would appear on this planet. As soon as he remembered this prediction, he understood that that the Supreme Person, Narayan, was present before him as Lord Krishna. He immediately fell down at his lotus feet and began to pray as follows. Shall I continue?
Go on, Alex.
Sorry, I'm trying to find myself.
Go on, Archana.
My dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, I can understand that all living entities on this planet are illusioned by your external energy and end mode of illusory satisfaction of senses gratification. Being fully engaged in illusory activities, they are reluctant to worship your lotus feet. And because they are unaware of the benefit of surrendering unto your lotus feet, they are subjected to various miserable conditions of material existence. They are foolishly attached to so-called society, friendship, and love, which merely produce different kinds of miseries. Illusioned by your external energies, everyone, whether man or woman, is attached to this material existence, and all are engaged in chanting one another in great society of the cheaters and the cheated. This foolish person, not knowing how fortunate they are to love obtain this human form of life, are reluctant to worship your lotus feet. By this influence of your external energy, they are attached to the glare of material activities, to so-called society, friendship, and love, like dumb animals that they have fallen into a dark well. The example of dark well is given because in the fields there are many wells unused for years and covered over by grass, and poor animals, not knowing of them, fall into them, and unless rescued, they die. Being captivated by a few blades of grass, the animals fall into dark well and meet death. Similarly, foolish person, without knowing the importance of the human form of life, spoil is simply for sense gratification and die without any useful purpose.
All right. So this is Muchakunda Maharaj. He's speaking very, very nice, what we call Bhagavad Vidhi, nice knowledge now. Basic knowledge of the importance of human life. And this is coming from great culture, this knowledge that he's speaking. And there is a great shame when people don't know the value of something. They waste it. As soon as we value something, we want to utilize it. Like I tell people many times in shloka classes, I said, they say, "Oh well, I've learned enough shlokas. I've learned so many." I said, "Yes. What would you do if I said I'll give you £25 for each shloka you learn, each new one you learn?" Oh, I'll be learning more shlokas. I learn them because we put the value on it, you see. So as soon as you put value on things, we want to do something, we want to extend ourselves, we'll go that extra mile. So without knowing the value of human life, knowing that human life comes around very rarely, we will, without a doubt, it'll be wasted on sense gratification. And then what people do to feel good about themselves, they'll follow some kind of religious system, some dharma. They'll follow some kind of dharma just to feel that I'm a good person. I go to the church, I go to the mosque, I'll go to a temple, I'll go to a synagogue. I'm a good person. I'm praying to God. But they still don't understand the value of human life. And they're wasted in sense gratification anyway. So the value that we have here, the good fortune is we have Ekadashis. Now, the Ekadashi, next Ekadashi is a special one. Who can tell me the name of the next Ekadashi?
Nirjala Ekadashi.
And what do we do on Nirjala?
We don't eat or drink water as well. We fast completely.
Yeah, we fast completely. We are allowed to breathe.
Yes.
On Nirjala Ekadashi, we are allowed to breathe, but we don't drink, and we don't and it's hard. It's hard to do that, especially if you're talking all day long. Say, for example, you're on the street all day from 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, and you're going all day long talking to people. Please, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, madam. Hello, take a book. Excuse me. Oh, do stop. Excuse me, take a book. Thank you. Goodbye. Take a book. Yes, it's £5. Yes, thank you very goodbye. Take a book, sir. All day long. What happens to your mouth?
Right.
It dries up. So we've done that in the past. We've gone out on book distribution on the Ekadashi day, and by 4 or 5 o'clock, you can't even get any saliva in the mouth. It's so dry. But still, Krishna, he gives the power, the potency to fulfill the vow, the vrat of Ekadashi, and fast from water sleeping at night, your mouth is dry. But sleep is a very nice thing, you know, on such occasions. But sometimes we wouldn't even sleep. Who has ever stayed up all night for the Ekadashi? Jagran. Alex, okay, you've done a Jagran on Ekadashi, yeah?
Only till
Yep.
3 o'clock.
All right. Oh. Not Nikunj, you've done it.
No, I've only stayed up till 3 o'clock. I don't think
Alex,
that's all night.
Alex, how long did you do?
I've done all. It's one of those things as getting older. I need less sleep now. So, and I can get up at 3:30 and do some japa, and then you know, that kind of thing. But when you're fasting and you do it without water, I find it actually easier because the water makes me hungry. So in some respects, it depends on how your body reacts to it. You know?
Yeah, I've always found Ekadashi fasting. The first day is hard. The second day is easier.
Mhm.
Third day is easier again. And I did a 10-day fast once,
Wow.
but I was drinking.
Yeah.
But it was fasting.
Yeah.
And by the 9th day, I can honestly say that I was dreaming about cauliflower gobi pakoras. I'm ashamed to say I wasn't even dreaming about bakris. I could see them in front of me. There's bakris everywhere. So it's not easy to fast, but on Ekadashi Nirjala, we make the effort because if we've made the mistake for other Ekadashis in the year, that is all wiped out, you see. Now, who's broken their Ekadashi by mistake? Who's eaten grains on Ekadashi, you know, by mistake? Once in your whole life?
No, not in my whole life. For this year, once. We just forgot that it was Ekadashi.
I thought, good God, once in your whole life.
No.
I mean, I'm out of it.
But this year, once we forgot.
Jamarani?
Yes, I have by mistake. I had a little bit of grain.
Yeah.
Mm.
Archana, you've broken Ekadashi?
Being honest, I don't do every single Ekadasi, but I would love to. So.
You
yeah.
rascal!
Sorry.
Hey, Jai, have you broken Ekadashi?
I tend not to do Nirjala, but
No, general Ekadashis.
I mean, I have only been doing Ekadashis probably for a couple of years, and
Yeah.
probably when I'm fasting, then I will not break the fast.
Yeah.
I've
I've broken Ekadashi so many times.
Yeah.
Like Alex, you broke Ekadashi?
Yeah, I mean, for instance, in Nashimi, there's Appearance Day. I was invited to a puja at Vaishnav house, and I said no for the offering, and then they said to me, "It's offered to God." So I was planning, and I thought, what's the worst offense? I think it's to offend you've been invited to a puja for a South Indian family, and you can, they may not understand what you're doing properly, and I would always honor the the kind of invitation of being a guest in a house that I would eat it as prasadam,
Yeah.
So,
That's okay. People, if people are Vaishnavas, they'll understand, especially the importance of Ekadashi, and if you say I'm following Ekadashi, they'll understand. If it's a matter of eating piyaj and lasan and these things, people may talk and they may get a bit upset and offended. So Prabhupada would sometimes even accept food offered if he was staying with the family.
Yeah.
Sometimes accept food with piyaj in, for example. He would just not eat it.
Yeah.
But they would contaminate it, but he would accept it just to not offend people.
Mm.
But Ekadashi, we can tell people it's something people should understand. Look, I'm doing Ekadashi.
Yeah.
I can't just give me some fruit salad
Mhm.
with double cream, mangoes, papaya, strawberries.
All the exotic stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, guava, chiku. What else is there now? So
Pineapples.
pineapples. Oh yeah. So basically, we can't tell people on that level. Just for you to know. I've had to do it many times. I'm sorry, I'm doing the Kandashi. Oh, Kandashi, but I said yes, and I can't eat any. But I've broken the Kandashi, sometimes forgetting, sometimes just by mistake. Something had some corn syrup in it.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it. So drink. And we look at, oh my God, there's corn syrup in it. I've blown my Ekadashi. All right. So this Nirjala, it means if you do one Ekadashi in the year, it will balance up the books. It's the accountant's Ekadashi. Right? Jai Prakash,
What happens
special
to
one for you?
for me to balance the book? I mean, because I take medicine, so obviously with medicine you need water. So what happens there? Is that counted as Nirjala or not?
You just don't take the medicine for one day, that's all. Unless if your health is so bad, you have to have medicine every day, then it's a serious issue.
Yeah.
But otherwise, if you can just do without medicine for one day, or you can take it, what you can do is the Ekadashi, this one is starting at 3:15 in the morning, I think.
Right.
So, early in the morning at 3 o'clock, put the alarm there, drink, take your medicine, and that's it for the day. As my grandmother would say to me, where there's a will, there's a way.
Sure.
So there's two things she would say. Every dog has his day, and where there's a will, there's a way. So every dog has his day means that you may not get what you want in your life, or you may not achieve certain things, but there will come a time in your life that will come to you. You have to be patient. Okay, these things, everyone will have their time, have their chance for some time in their life to get feel some kind of whether it's recognition. Some people they need they need to be recognized. We call it in Sanskrit pratishta. They need to have status to be, you're a somebody. Many people don't mind being a nobody. They don't mind it at all. It's all right. They're quiet. But some people, they need to be recognized for something. Some people in their life, they feel they need to be adored. Like most wives, they need to be adored by their husbands. Isn't that right, Archana?
Sorry.
Shamarani, isn't that right?
Absolutely.
There we go. Namrata, is that correct? Archana, adored by your husband. I had to do some adoring today myself. Adoring, because if we don't, the men don't need to be adored. And like, look at Nikunjbai, he doesn't need to be adored, but the wife does. And therefore, we must adore the wife. But we don't go around adoring all the wives. That's Krishna's business. That's the Purusha. Krishna can adore all the wives, and all the wives can adore Krishna. It's perfect. But our problem is we want a piece of the cake as well. This is the problem, and therefore we are punished. Just like, in the spiritual world, there are limitations. It's a limitless environment. But there are certain limitations to what we can achieve there. And one is that we cannot become God. You can't enjoy like God himself. That's his special prerogative. If you want to enjoy like God, we come here. And then we pretend, we play being God in different levels, you know. A big fish in a small pond. Who's heard that saying? To be a big fish in a small pond. Yes? A lot of people, they go for that. They'd rather be a big fish in a small pond than a small fish in a big pond. This is all psychology of the world we're in, because, you know, we've come here to enjoy position of Bhagwan. Everyone here, every living entity in the material world has come here and is still coming into different universes, different days of Brahma, with this desire. Then there's someone going back to Godhead, and others are coming, and it's a constant flow of this desiring, and then we give up, we go back to Godhead, others will come. So that's why you have Narada. That's why you have these great messiahs and great rishi, devarshis like Narada, Kashyapa, all these sages. They come here to enlighten us. And then Prabhupada, people like Prabhupada, they're sent. Krishna will send certain souls into this world to just awaken our Krishna consciousness. You know, once Prabhupada was sitting in Malaysia, no, in what is that place? Jakarta. He was in Jakarta. Anybody been to Indonesia? No, Jakarta. Yes, you've been there, Jai. When did you
I
go?
have been to Jakarta, I've been to Bali.
Bali, yeah, same thing. It's old in Vedic culture, you see, is there from thousands of years ago. So he was in Jakarta, and one man said to him, "Oh, they were worshipping one yogi there at their temple, and he had curly, big curly hair, and he could do some chamatkars. So he had the Jimi Hendrix style haircut, afro haircut, and he was doing the chamatkar, and they were calling him Bhagwan, you see. So this man said, "Oh, we have our Bhagwan, you know, he's doing so many chamatkars. Can you, Swami, can you do some chamatkar for us?" Chamatkar. Prabhupada said, "I've already done the chamatkar. I've just produced 10 million Bakris." No, say that. No, he said, "I've already done the chamatkar." He said, "Look at these Europeans. See this European people? Americans?" He said, "Previously, a few months ago, they were down the McDonald's there. They were eating all kinds of nonsense. They were doing all kinds of sins. Now they're living a sinless life. They've had a change of heart. And now they're living a pure life. Do you think that's not a chamatkar? What could be a greater chamatkar than that?" So the man, he didn't say anything anymore, because the chamatkar he was getting was some dust or something, or some ash. So he thought, well, compared to that, this is not a very good chamatkar, what I'm getting. So this is chamatkar, you know, the miracle. These great saints come into the world, and they actually change people's hearts. They awaken the dormant Krishna consciousness in the hearts of hundreds and thousands and millions, even after they leave the planet. By Prabhupada, for example, by his books, is awakening Krishna consciousness. So that is a real saint. And here we have another great saint in the form of this great king, who is offering extremely brilliant prayers. So let's ask Shamarani to continue. No, Shamarani, you just did it, didn't you? Archana, your turn.
I did it, Prabhuji. I don't mind reading it
Oh, you
again.
did it. You did it, did you?
Yes.
All right, Shamarani, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. My dear Lord, I am not an exception to this universal law of material nature. I am also a foolish person who has wasted his life for nothing, and my position is especially difficult on account of my being situated in the royal order. I was more puffed up than ordinary person. An ordinary man thinks he is the proprietor of this body for his family. But I began to think in that way on a larger scale. I wanted to be the master of the whole world. And as I became puffed up with ideas of sense gratification, my bodily concepts of being became stronger and stronger. My attachment for home, wife, and children, for money and supremacy over the world became more and more acute. In fact, it was limitless. So I remained always attached to thoughts of my material living conditions.
Yeah, that's a typical, what he's portraying there now, as an honest person, being honest. You see, this is one of the qualities of a devotee. They're honest. It's
Yeah.
called arjavam. They're simple. And he will use himself as an example without being ashamed or be embarrassed. As a service, he will use himself as an example of a fallen person. And you'll find this in the works of Prabhupada's own books and his poems. He also describes himself as very fallen and very having no qualification at all. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, in his song Danya, Humility, he writes a beautiful bhajan describing his position. Another song called Amar Jivan, which in Gujarati is Maru Jivan. And Maru Jivan, he's saying that my life is like this. Another one is Anadi Karma Phale. Anadi Karma Phale. That my karma phal is anadi, is no beginning to it. It's so much. We can't imagine how much karmas we have to continually take birth for. Just from this one life, we will have to take birth hundreds and thousands of times just from one life's times of as a human being for the karmas that we create. That can all be wiped out by the Lord. And therefore in Bhagavad Gita 1866, who's got a Bhagavad Gita there? Who can put their hand on Bhagavad Gita 1866? Who's going to get the Rasgula? Who's going to get the Archana's Bakri sent in the post? We're dreaming of coming to Cambridge now. We're already making plans. Oh, look out.
Yeah, it's Sarva Dharmam Parit.
1866, Prabhu?
Yes. Go ahead.
Sarvadharmat Parityajya. Is that the one? Mamekam Sharanam Braja.
Please.
So shall I read translation?
Read the Sanskrit. You were doing really well.
Okay, I'll have a go, Prabhu. Sarvadharmat Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Braja. Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Ma Sucha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear.
This is Krishna's promise. Let's say Hare Krishna to Rupesh and the kids there, Radhika, Nishita.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Ragini is there as well.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
It's the Shloka princesses of Swindon. Yes, we were just at their home on Sunday. We had a nice kirtan program with all their family and friends. And we're visiting there quite a lot. So we're just talking about this King Muchukunda here. And we're talking about how we have so much karma just from one human life, one lifetime as a human being. We create so much karmas, different types of karma. It takes many, many lifetimes to work it all out. So that can all be wiped off, all cleared off, just like a good accountant. He can clear off all your tax bills. He can make, practically you'll have made no profit. Now that is a good accountant, isn't that, Jai?
Nope.
No, oh dear. So
you have to pay the taxes on the profit you make. That's a good accountant.
oh, okay. But if you've made no profit,
Then you don't pay tax.
ding dong, that's a good accountant. Who can do that? And thank God I've got a good one to help us. Because we have some, but we're on a very low income. We don't work. We only work, I think, in a year. I think we'll work, if we talk about days in the year, we have 3 months we don't work at all with the schools. We have to do other things. And then 9 months, out of the 9 months, we probably will work a maximum of about 4 or 5 at the very most. So therefore, the income is low enough so that we do pay some tax, but not. I'd say once every 2 years we'll pay some tax, usually about 50p or something to the government. What do you think of that, Jai?
Well, if your income is low, then you shouldn't even be needing to do a tax return properly.
No, I do the tax every year. We do the tax return. It's all done nicely, and but our income is, I mean, the last income, the COVID year. The COVID year, do you know what we made from schools during that COVID year, 2020 to 21? We earned £350 that year. And what kept us going was the government grants. We had government grants. I think we had about 4 at different times. And we had to go on the universal credit as well. We didn't have any work. So, and we couldn't go out on the streets to distribute books because people were wearing masks. So, sadly, I had to enter into the burglary profession. Into the burglary business. They were doing okay, by the way.
It's all recording, Prabhu.
He's switched it off.
Burglar. No, Krishna's a great burglar. Krishna, yeah. The name Hari. Do you know what Hari means? Tell me, who can tell me what Hari means?
Who take it away?
Take it
away. Yeah, one who takes away. So Krishna is a great burglar.
That's why it's called Makhan Chor.
Yeah.
He burgles all the Makhan from all the gopis' houses in Vrindavan. But Krishna's a great burglar. He also Chitta Chor. He steals our heart. When I saw Krishna's picture, when I got my first Bhagavad Gita, a lot of pictures in there. I didn't understand a lot, but I saw Krishna's picture and he stole my heart, just like that. And I can show his picture to thousands of people and nothing happens to them. But he stole my heart. And then I looked at the picture. I said, well, if there's a God, I'm looking at him right now. That's what my mind said. If there is a God, that's the one there. Not the old guy in the sky with the candy floss beard. Not him. So, okay, kids, are you ready? Are you ready for the story? Are you ready for the story? Let's ask Namrata to give the next paragraph. This is a king. He's praying to Krishna in a cave. And the king has just opened his eyes after sleeping for hundreds of years. He's just opened his eyes, and this Yavana, a man from the south of India, someplace in South India or the southeast, he got burned to ashes. He got burned to ashes by the king. And the king opened his eyes, and suddenly he saw Krishna, Bhagawan, standing before him. So go ahead, Namrata.
Therefore, my dear Lord, I wasted so much of my valuable lifetime with no benefit. As my misconception of life intensified, I began to think of this material body, which is just a bag of flesh and bones, as the all in all. And in my vanity, I believed I had become the king of human society. In this misconception of bodily life, I traveled all over the world, accompanied by my military strength, soldiers, charioteers, elephants, and horses. Assisted by my commanders and puffed up by power, I could not trace out your lordship, who always sit within my heart as the most intimate friend. I did not care for you, and this was the fault of my so-called exalted material condition. I think that, like me, all living creatures are careless about spiritual realization and are always full of anxieties, thinking, what is to be done? What is next? But because we are strongly bound by material desire, we continue to remain in craziness. That's true.
It's true, yeah. We're always thinking, as they say in Tamil, aparam, aparam. Can we all say a bit of Tamil, please? Aparam, aparam.
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 If you meet people from Tamil Nadu, just say Vanakam, aparam.
Vanakkam.
Vanakam, aparam.
Vanakkam, aparam.
Vanakam is Kemcho, it's Aap kaise, and then aparam is what's next? What's up, dude? What's up, dude? Okay, so aparam is like what's coming next. So we're always in this mode of passion, mode of rajagun. What's next? What's we gonna do? And we are apt to be distracted. We find many things to distract us from the goal of life, the param gati. So either we'll have sport or we'll have games or this or that to distract our mind. People will get into politics and they'll debate on it, and that'll be all their whole life is on that, because it's a great distraction from the real issue, which is, who am I? Why am I here? Why am I suffering? And why am I, in this crazy situation that I don't understand? That they want to avoid. And the greatest distraction is none other than the local pub. The local pub, the great British culture of how many pubs are there now? Let's ask Mitchum. Mitchum, let's go to Mitchum.
No idea, Prabhu. I never been to one, so I have no idea.
You must have seen them on the road.
I've seen them, but I have no idea how many. I
There
don't
must
know.
be at least within a mile radius of your house. There must be at least 3 or
10.
4. 10, there you go. Archana, you were down the pub the other day, actually, down the Rose and Crown. You were giving free back grease to all the Daruwalas there.
No, Prabhuji, I've never been to any pub.
No pub? Narukateka? No?
Not at all.
Okay.
In my area, most pubs knocked down and they're building the houses.
Oh,
So
building
most
houses,
pubs
that's nice.
closed down.
Well, we
Yeah.
used to go around the pubs. We used to go around the pubs selling books and records. We'd go in the pubs and, different things, for Krishna. And it's a very tamasic place, there's so many ghosts in pubs, and it's so, the atmosphere there, the smell of the alcohol, it's really tamasic. Unless you live in Switzerland. Now, if you live in Switzerland, it's a different culture there. because isn't that right, Alex?
You can't afford. I mean, I haven't been to a pub in Switzerland, so I don't know. But it's just the same. The grass is not as green as you think.
I know, because in Zurich, in the northern Switzerland, they have those big glasses. You know, like 2 quart. You know, one kilo. What's it? Liter isn't enough. They have to have a 2 liter one.
But the only thing I noticed is that there's less vomit in the streets.
So there we are. But I spent the whole of my 21st birthday in the I won't say zombie land, but it was a very I was very close to the local toilet for most of the night. And that's what turned me, actually. I was there, so hang on. I just turned 21, and now I'm doing this. I don't think this is a good idea. This isn't a nice thing to do, to be there in these places. So what we want to do is, instead of drinking all these nasty things, we want to drink Amrit. Nice drinks of, what we make for Krishna? Mango lassi. Who likes mango lassi?
Yeah.
Who likes nimbu pani?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nimbu pani is really good. And of course, you go into a shop in India, you go into the local, especially in some parts like Vrindavan, you go into the local store to buy some kapra or to buy, and the first thing they do is give you a nice nimbu pani.
Yeah.
Or they give you sometimes, if you drink chai, they'll bring you chai. And what's thumbs up? Who likes thumbs up? Who likes thumbs down? Thumbs up has gone very. I tell you what, we used to even drink Limca. That's a terrible drink. Oh dear. When was the last time you drank a Limca?
No.
Look at Chamarani's face. It's a horrible drink, Limca. But you know, back in the 80s, we used to drink Limca in India. We used to call them lassi sannyasi. Lassi sannyasis on the lassi. Okay, so this is our position anyway. We're so attached to the body, and we're just full of madness in this world, and therefore we can't get out unless we are touched by the mercy of the pure devotee. And when that happens, the light comes on. The light just comes on, and you know, just accepting Krishna, and believing, not believing necessarily, but you know, understanding who he is, and then following that shloka that Shamarani just read. Now, 1866. Does anybody else know 1866 from Bhagavad Gita? 1866, Sarva Dharmam Parityaja, the most quoted shloka in Prabhupada's books. Yes, go on then. Go on.
Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Raja Aham Tvam Sarva Pape Bhayo Mokshayami Mahacha.
I'll give her a clap for that.
Yeah, very good. Excellent.
Oh,
very good.
Now, where did that come from? Where did that come from?
Listen.
Tell you where that came from. It came from Swindon. Sarva Dharmam Parityaja. Give up all varieties of dharma. So Krishna in this verse, he's making it clear that he's not interested in dharma. God is not interested in religion. So making religion and God the same thing is a big mistake. This is the first mistake people do in the world. They say you can only understand God through religion. Here's Krishna, God, saying Sarva Dharmam Pratyaj. Tyaj. Parityaj. Give it all up. Because religion or religious formularies, pujas, ceremonies, this and that and the other, they're all mainly based on enjoying life in heaven, enjoying another higher status of life. Dharma, artha, kam, moksha. So this four stages of life, dharma, artha, we make money, we have a better life if we're religious. It's all materialistic. And then the moksha that they speak of isn't the mukti of becoming a sarupya or salokya. It's sayujya mukti. Who can tell me what sayujya mukti is again? I keep asking the same question to see who's remembering. Sayujya mukti.
When Lord Krishna kills any demon, he gets Sayujya Mukti.
Yes, and what happens? He merges into his body, and Krishna's body it expands as what? Brahma Jyoti.
Oh, right.
The Brahma Jyoti is an expansion of Krishna's body. Okay, it's like the sun. What is an expansion of the sun?
Sunlight.
The sunlight. It's a direct expansion. It's the sun. When we get a sunny day here, we immediately want to feel that warmth, because when we feel the warmth of the sun, it's not just like heat from a fire. It's actually we're contacting the sun planet itself. That's why we feel good. When we feel that sun rays, we're coming in contact with the sun planet. And who is on the sun planet? Om Dhyaya Sada Savitri Suraya Narayanaya Namaha.
Surya Narayan Dev.
Surya Narayana. And that beautiful Om Dhyaya Sada Savitri Mandala Madhya Bhati Narayana Sarasit Jana Sanivishtaha Keyuravam Kanaka Kandala. Keyuravam Kanaka Kundalavam Hari Hiranmaya Vapu Dhrita Shankar Chakra. That beautiful form of Surya Narayan has got two arms. It's a two-armed form of Vishnu. It is not Krishna, it's Narayan, but he has two arms. It's the only two-handed form of the Lord as Narayan. And in each hand, he holds the Shankar and the Chakra. So he's holding Shank and Chakra. And he has a golden body, Hiranmaya. Hiranmaya Vapu. His Vapu, his Roop, is beautiful golden color. And his mukut, his bracelets, his armlets, his kundali, they're silver. So his body is golden, his mukut, everything is silver. He's holding Shank and the Chak. This is a mantra from Rig Veda. And why do I know this mantra? Because it is the mantra that was chanted by Bharat Maharaj. Who knows who Bharat Maharaj is?
One of Dashrath's son.
Sorry?
One of Dashrath's son, Ram's brother.
Ram's youngest brother.
What is India name? What's the name for India?
Bharatvarsha.
Bharatvarsha. So Bharatvarsha is named after this king. Bharat. Bharat is the son of Rishabdev. Rishabdev is famous in Jainism, but Rishabdev was a Shaktivesh avatar of Lord Vishnu. Bharat Maharaj was the first son of 100 sons of Rishabdev, and when he gave instructions, Bharat took them as the head of the family, and when he gave up his kingdom, he became a Rajarshi in the forest. We know the story. Then one day, after chanting Om Dhyaya Sada Savitri Mandala Madhyavati Narayana Sarisijana Sanavishtaha chanted the Rig Veda mantra every morning, Sandhya, every 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 7 o'clock in the evening. He'd be chanting this mantra. At one point, a deer gave the birth to its foal, and the deer, then she died, or she got swept away in the river, and the foal was taken in by the Maharaj, the Rajarshi. Of course, he became attached, didn't he? The deer, and the deer was kept coming to every day, like, you're my father, you're looking after me, and the deer was, coming up and licking his arm and this and that, and they became very attached. And at one point, the king he was dying, and as he died, he was thinking of what?
Deer.
Deer. And in his next life, he became Hiran. Next life, he became the Hiran. But all throughout his Hiran life, he could remember his last life as a king. Then when he died as a deer, in his next life, he became
Jad Bharat.
Jad Bharat. He wouldn't say a word. He was like autistic. He was like a perfect autistic person. Didn't speak a word until, as an adult, even he was going to be killed by the worshippers of Bhadra Kali. They were going to kill him and offer him to the deity of Kali, thinking him to be a Pashu Manush, animal man, without the brain. He didn't complain even then. He didn't say a word, accepting his fate. But then, when it came time, he spoke to Maharaj Rahugana. And those teachings are in the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where he taught Maharaj Rahugana, who thought he was a fool. Suddenly, he spoke this incredible knowledge. Immediately, the king fell down at his feet and became his disciple. It's all there in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5. So this is Bharat is named after this person. Is that okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
It's there in Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto.
Prabhuji, even Goddess Kali had appeared, right, to save him?
Goddess Kali, yeah, there's a big story there of how Goddess Kali, she appeared through her murti, and she decapitated all the worshippers. This is the kind of deal you get with Kali. When you worship when you worship Goddess Kali, the deal is, for doing the puja, you get your head cut off. So it's not a good idea worshiping Goddess Kali, but people still do because they're mad after sense gratification. And they think that Bhadra Kali will give them their sense gratification, and they offer goats, thousands of goats, they're cutting their heads, and ghastly situation. But this is Kali Yuga, and this is Goddess Kali. So let's ask who hasn't read now. Oh, go on then, Nikunjbhai. You can read the next one.
Okay. Yet, in spite of our being so absorbed in material thought, inevitable time, which is only a form of yourself, is always careful about its duty. And as soon as the allotted time is over, your lordship immediately ends all activities of our material dreams as the time factor. You and all activities as hungry black snake swiftly swallows up a small rat without leniency. Due to the action of cruel time, the royal body, which was always decorated with golden ornaments during life and which was moved on a chariot drawn by beautiful horses or on the back of an elephant nicely decorated with golden ornaments, and which was advertised as the king of human society, that same royal body decomposes under the influence of inevitable time and becomes fit for being eaten by worms and insects, or being turned into ashes or the stool of an animal. This beautiful body may be recognized as a royal body while in the living condition, but after death, the body of even a king is eaten by an animal and therefore turned into stool, or is cremated in a crematorium and turned into ashes, or is put into an earthly grave where different kinds of worms and insects are produced of it.
Yeah. So this king, he's very self-realized. He's not an ordinary king. He's like Maharaj Bharat. And like many of these great kings, Yudhishthira was also self-realized. Can anyone else think of a self-realized Rajarshi, famous Rajarshi, who was a self-realized king?
King Janak.
Janak, yes, Janak Raja was he was self-realized, though he didn't, but he was Sita's father, so he was a very special soul. Anybody else?
Maharaj,
But then, you're right there, because he is a Mahajan, and Mahajans, they do have great knowledge. So you're right. Go ahead. Next one.
Parikshit Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj. Yes. What was his real name? Parikshit Maharaj was a kind of a nickname. He had another name. Devavrata.
Okay.
Devavrata. He had taken a vow. He had seen this God in the heart, in the womb, protecting him. Vishnu appeared there when the Brahmastra of Ashwatthama was thrown with the mantras, and Vishnu appeared, and from that point he became Devavrata. Well, he was born as Devavrata, and then Parikshit, he was examining everyone throughout his life to see if this is the person he saw when he was in the womb. So great name, Devavrata. What was Bhishma's name as a young boy? They all have to see. Bhishma is not his name. This is also a nickname given by the Devas when he took his vow.
His name was also Devavrata. What?
Yeah, his name was Devavrata as well.
Yeah.
So another king, Alex. Come on, Alex. Another great king who was self-realized.
I would say the Buddha, but he was a prince, right? Siddhartha Gautama.
Oh yeah, we're talking about Buddha. Yeah, he was a prince, but who was teaching the knowledge of Bhagwan now.
Yeah.
Buddha wouldn't speak about Bhagwan because he wanted people to behave themselves first. You see, there's no point in talking about Bhagwan, this God and this, and then the people are, they're having burger and chips. You know what I mean? What's the point? You don't talk to people about God when they're disqualified. So Buddha's business was stop doing your sins, stop doing all the nonsense, stop killing all the animals, stop all this stuff, and behave yourself first. So Buddha is the naughty boy religion. Just like when you're in school and your behavior is bad, the teacher will say, okay, you stand in the corner. Stand in the corner. You stand. Alex, hey, Alex, in the corner. So there we are now. We're in the corner and face the wall because we're behaving badly. So Buddhist religion is something like that. You have to just do nothing. Nirvana. It's nirvana. You don't do anything. You can't behave yourself. It's just like if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. If you can't say anything nice, then, just don't say anything. Just keep your mouth shut. Don't say anything. And then when you can say something nice, then you say something nice. Then you say something bad. And we've all got to say something bad at certain times. We've all got to do it. But before we speak the bad thing, we have to say 3 nice things. I hope the wives are listening. I hope the wives are listening now. Hey,
yes.
Ragini, Shuno.
Yes, Prabhuji.
We all got to speak badly to the husbands. It's normal. The husbands rarely speak badly to the wives. Isn't that right? But either way, 3 good things first. Then you say the bad thing. Not none of that. If we do that, it doesn't work. 3 nice things. So who taught us this? Prabhupada. Prabhupada taught us this because his father would have to chastise him sometimes, but his father would say very nice things, then would say, now, please, I have to chastise you now about this. And then he would tell him off. So 3 good things in the ratio of mathematics, 3 good things for 1 bad thing. Not 3 bad things and 1 good thing. This is our mistake.
Yeah.
I'm giving the extra information now, which I'm sure you know about. But instead of the usual the usual situation in Kali Yuga is 3 bad things for 1 good thing. Okay, 3 good things, then we give the bad words. How does that sound, Nikunj Bhai? Does that sound okay? Look, he's not saying a word.
Yeah. If I don't know if you say so. And maybe I'm lost for words.
Okay, I'm not surprised. Hey, Archana, what do you think?
He's sitting with his wife, poor thing, and then you asking him.
So the rule is 3 good things, then 1 bad thing. Okay. Our problem is we're very quick to pick up on the bad thing, on the negative,
Yeah.
and then we don't even say anything positive. And therefore, why is there so much trouble in marriages? Because this is the wrong way. We have to learn to say nice things and then say the bad thing. Okay. Oh, you look very nice today. Oh, the food was delicious. The house is lovely. By the way, bang. Sometimes it's got to be said. Sometimes we have to, life is like this. I'm under no illusions. I'm under no illusions of what the difficulties are in life. No illusions. But there is a way around that's positive, that we can make things a lot more easier. So we've come to the end here.
Sorry, can I just? The Arjun comes as a self-realized person, isn't he? Because he.
Yeah, Arjun is like a king. Yeah, he's self-realized. I was hoping you would have found a few more. But hey, look, you can do a bit of research.
Prabhuji, how about King Yudhishthir?
Yeah, well, the Pandavas are in the same group. Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
But there's others. You see, I'll give you a few. I'll throw a few names out. Maharaj Nimi, Maharaj Yayati. There's a lot in the history of the Puranas of great self-realized Rajarshis. You see, Mandata, King Mandata.
Yes.
Was another famous. Now here we have Maharaj Muchukunda giving fabulous. His prayers are incredible, wonderful prayers, glorifying the Lord. So, but we've come to quite late today, so we should stop now. But thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for joining, Ragini.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you very much. They're originally from Jharkhand, down there is it Madhya or Uttar Pradesh? Jharkhand.
Jharkhand is a
Capital.
state only, Prabhuji, now.
Oh, it's its own state, isn't it?
Yes. Earlier it was part of Bihar. It is near Odisha. That's right.
All right. So you're talking about coming from Balsore. We were on train from Balsore in Orissa, going to Lucknow. And we passed through Jharkhand. That's right. Yes, we passed. So anyway, maybe one day we'll all go to Jharkhand. Who would like to go to Jharkhand?
I will.
Lord Chaitanya. What happened to Lord Chaitanya in Jharkhand?
Yes, Prabhuji. I will go.
You will go. What happened to Lord Chaitanya in Jharkhand? Come on, Alex. Lord Chaitanya had to travel through Jharkhand
Yes.
to go to Vrindavan. So on the way, he was chanting in the forest. And what happened? The tigers came, the deers came, the elephants came, and all of them were chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Hare. All the animals, they gave up their belligerent attitude, their animosity to each other, and they all joined in the kirtan with Lord Chaitanya in Jharkhand. So
Yes,
that's why we should go to India.
Prabhuji, even there is one deliverance of a puppy as well, isn't it? Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got one puppy, and then he touched the puppy, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mom,
Yeah.
she let the puppy go, and then
The puppy died and went
Yeah.
back to Godhead. Yes,
yes, and he was chanting as well. Yeah,
absolutely. It's a lovely story.
yes.
And
I
so
was
that's
doing
the
that story
story.
for kids yesterday. Actually.
It's a great story. The puppy is in the Chaitanya Bhagavat. And the other one is Sanatana Goswami. He passed through Jharkhand. All the devotees were passing through Jharkhand. It's a very, very famous place. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, you always hear about Jharkhand. And now we have the Jharkhand, the family from Jharkhand. Haribol. And Gaya.
Thank you,
Gaya.
Prabhuji.
Haribol. Okay, we'll see you soon. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
everybody.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Bye.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol.